Alexandra Villarroel Abrego and you're watching another episode of A.V.A. Wednesday. Today's episode is a very special episode to me, and it should also be to you, especially if you are a woman. We have to admit that we've come a long way, ladies. We've come a long way because about 100 years ago we weren't allowed to vote, to have an education, and even less to be the CEO of our own companies. It's sad to say, but there's still places around the world today where women don't have the same opportunities that we have here in North America. For centuries, the roles of men in society have been to lead, to protect, to provide, and to wear the pants at home. But things are clearly shifting. Today, in the work field and in society in general, we can see that women are now becoming leaders, protectors, providers, and even though I believe that our primary roles, which are to nurture, to give love, to take care, are more important, I still believe that we have the capacity to add on to our already vast inventory of roles and virtues more abilities. Every month I write an article for Business Agenda magazine, and this month's article, which is today's subject, was inspired by a speech that I listened to about 2 years ago at TED Talks from Sheryl Sandberg, who is now the Chief Operating Officer at Facebook. During her speech she says, and I am paraphrasing really, she says that us women, we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go because there are still not enough women in the work field. And she is absolutely right. How come we constitute over 50% of the population, yet only 15% of the heads of corporations are women? How come in over 170 presidents around the world, only 19 of them are women? Perhaps it is our maternal nature which unconsciously tells us that we need to be the leaders at home and let our men and our husbands be the leaders out in the work field. Or maybe it is that false belief that we created for ourselves that we can have it all, and if we choose professional success then we have to give up on family and on having kids and a husband and a great successful personal life. That if we choose professional life then we have to give up on personal life and vice versa. Whatever it might be, we have to admit that Sheryl was right. My take on this is that us women, we have yet to understand that we are born natural leaders. We have the capacity to lead ingrained in us, and perhaps we can be better leaders than men. Now, let me explain why I am saying this. Over the past few decades, a great deal of research has been conducted over what they call brain dominance theory. It has been suggested many times that women operate more often from the right side of their brain and men more often from the left side of their brain. Men are more practical, logical, more into problem solving and result seeking, and women are more creative, intuitive, use their imagination more often, and are more of visionaries. Now, what has never been said though is that the characteristics of a great leader are to be a great visionary, are basically to create a vision and to share it with the world, to inspire the world with a vision and motivate them with a mission. To be practical, logical, and a good problem solver are more of the characteristics of a great manager. What happens in the world? Leaders create the vision and then hire a manager to execute it and to make things happen. Now, of course, I am not saying that men can be good leaders and that women, we are the best and all of that feminist stuff. Absolutely not. Men are great leaders, and I'd be really lost and dumb, if I can say it like that, to say that men can be good leaders if we take a look at all of the great men leaders in the world and throughout history. Men can be great leaders, but what I'm trying to say is that us women, since we operate more often from the right side of our brain, then we have the characteristics and the ability to be great leaders. We have it inside of us. So we have to be proud of who we are. We have to be proud to be women. We've come such a long way, ladies, but as Sheryl said, we still have a long way to go. Maybe not for us and for this generation, but at least for our daughters, for our granddaughters, who I believe only if we work at it will be the leaders of tomorrow. If you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to share with your friends and all of the great women around you that you know. Also, you can subscribe for new videos every single Wednesday, and down on the description below you can find the link where you can read the original article, which was written for Business Agenda magazine. You can also go on my website, AlexandraVillarroel.com, and you can subscribe to my email list to receive tips and tricks from me and coaching techniques, really. And that is it for this week. My name is Alexandra Villarroel Abrego, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.